What is happening, my intellectual air tribe? Welcome, welcome, family. Yes, you know, it's your girl Venus like Angel here with another love reading for y'all to see what the hell's going on. So, if you're unsure of your placements, check the description box below. And also, guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and get into this, see what the hell's going on, right? What is going on here? Why are these cards upside down? Ugh, these cards are crazy. Alright, y'all. Let's see what we got going on here. Already saw the Nine of Swords. I'm like, okay, so we getting stressed out, can't sleep, having a hard time sleeping. It has to do with what we love, what we want. Perhaps it's about a message, maybe a communication with somebody. And you've already done a lot of work already, as it's shown here. Maybe you guys were the person that was communicating, and now I think there's this waiting period that you guys are trying to figure out why exactly, you know, either why you're being led to wait on the situation, why why you continue to fight for this relationship, or why you continue to, see value in it, or maybe why it's keeping, why, what else you need to do with this situation, because you're having a hard time figuring it out, because it looks like everything's done, right? And it's not like oh, I don't want to deal with this anymore, blah blah blah. It's more of like, well, why is it coming up? Why am I doing this? What is this? What is the value? You guys are just questioning things, right? The air sign way, right? Because we're all in a way miniature scientists. So you guys have the Hangman here, the Six of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. Looking like earth signs over here. Looking like earth signs. Now, you guys are coming into the situation with the Hangman. You guys are trying to see something from a different perspective, because honestly, like I said, it's not like you guys are like getting annoyed or fed up with the situation mostly. And I feel like some of you guys are. Some of you guys are a little frustrated with it. But at the same time, I do feel like a lot of you guys are honestly trying to understand why all this is coming up, or what else you need to see, what else you need to do with the situation, even if you were the person that communicated, even though you were the person that expressed your emotions, or know what you want, or know done the spiritual work, have been healing, right? Or has been healing. So you've been trying to see things from a different perspective, see something from a different angle. And I think, honestly, too, you guys have been also waiting on some things, because you're going from waiting here, trying to get something going, or at least trying to see something from a different perspective, and then to reevaluation. So the challenge today is the Six of Swords. So this is talking about transitioning, leaving something behind, making space, not really making space, but being open to new lands, new possibilities. And the challenge is really interesting, because you already want to do this coming in. Like, some of you guys are resistant to the change whatsoever. Like, you guys are not surrendering to the situation. You guys are hung up, upside down, not really getting with any of this, because you're not trying to see it. But some of you guys, I feel like that's for some of you, right? Because I'm more led to feel like you guys are going into this looking at the situation from a different perspective, or trying to understand it. Still can't get it. You're still not getting it, right? Not because you just don't, not just because you don't want to see it, but because it doesn't quite click yet until, like, this situation is through, right? Still, this transition happens. Now, the underlying energy is showing that this is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is an opportunity in which it comes onto your lap, that gives you the opportunity to do something differently. So, of course, you're going into this, right, the situation, open mind, open to surrendering, but you just are having to figure out what you need to see, so that way you can make the steps to move forward and start building. But the future shows, like I said, the Seven of Pentacles, trying to figure out what else needs to be done, trying to look at the situation and figure out what else you need to do. And I think the situation is this: I don't think you honestly have to do anything. Because, I mean, if you think about it, right? If you're talking about doing something differently, I feel like, since you're looking at the situation from a different perspective, I think the situation's already being done differently. Which is, you are looking at something differently. You're not taking action. You're not doing anything. Because I don't think you guys have a problem with taking action. It's more of just being patient and waiting. And I think that's the whole situation, right? Going with the flow, not abrupting the flow, not ruining it, but not moving it or forcing it forward. It's just going with it. And that's different. And even though you guys are trying to see something from a different angle, or trying to do something differently, even because you know this is a new opportunity, I think you already started doing it. Because how you've transitioned to the Seven of Pentacles, it's like you've already done so much. You've already done this, you've already done that. And it goes back to this all the time, because I think you guys are looking to do something when there's no need to do anything. Let's see the Three of Cups. Reunion, getting back together, connecting with people, maybe having fun with friends. Five of Swords. That's a sacrifice. Well, it can be, it's a bittersweet, right? Doing something or being adamant about a certain outcome, or being adamant about a certain path, even if it does sacrifice friendships. And I think that's what you guys have always done, right? You guys have always been adamant about something. You've always been, willing to do what needs to be done to get to where you want to be. I think this is a situation where it's like, you already started this new beginning, starting out new. Just keep it going. Keep being open to new things. Keep being open to progression. Keep being open to moving forward, to traveling to different waters, to trying things, being open to new things, period. Allowing things to come to you rather than you going to them, going to it and getting it. And it's weird, right? Because, what's wrong with being a go-getter? If there hasn't been any balance, there can be a problem, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the Messenger Oracle cards. All right. Oh. Know your power. Okay. Know your power is very straightforward. It literally talks about that. Because, when you know your power, you feel less, you don't feel as, I guess, pushed or not motivated, I guess, but you feel less what is the word I'm trying to look for? You don't feel like you have to overexert yourself. You don't feel like you have to do X, Y, and Z, or push for something. You know your power, you know your strengths, therefore you can kind of relax and take it easy. And that's what it kind of looks like. If you guys are going through a mourning process, right? Mourning someone, or moving on from a breakup or a situation that wasn't very easy to let go of, but it was absolutely for your best interest and it serves you in the long run. This is not a time for you really to be acting per se, because this is about you grieving and moving forward and being open to new things as you transition, as you're changing, because this is a changing sort of lifestyle, and it's all about being open to the change rather than resisting the change. I feel like that's the thing. Know your power, that hey, anything that comes to you, you can make work and transform it into whatever you want to transform it to. But it takes you to understand who you are by going through the changes that you are going through, to be able to understand that and be open to what comes in. Because like I said, if you're already seeing that you've already done everything that you could, I don't know if you actually need to do anything. Starting out this new beginning with the Hanged Man, it's like, okay, so what else needs to be done? Probably nothing. But if there is something that needs to be done, you're taking the opportunity now to see it from a different perspective. The focus is seeing it from a different perspective. Not seeing it for something else, not seeing it for your own point of view, seeing it from the point of view of obviously of the situation, from the eyes of the other person, perhaps, right? Because this is going at it from a different angle, going at it from a different direction. You're doing something differently, and how to do something differently is by seeing that, by doing it differently, by seeing it differently, by approaching it differently. And instead of going, you may actually be going. Instead of going for it, you may have to just be in the moment and go with the flow. Not force it, not do anything, just ride along with it to get the conclusion. So you can go back and look at this and see what needs to be done. So you could take a look at the Seven of Pentacles, and instead of thinking, because I kind of felt like this was like you guys already assessing and realizing everything that you've done already is kind of done, and there's nothing else you really in your hands that you could do. Because the Seven of Pentacles, there's always something you could do, even if it doesn't look like it. And I feel like that's what this whole thing is also all about, right? Knowing what you've done already to know what you need to do next. Because you already are aware of that, but you got to see from a different angle what else needs to be done. It's interesting, y'all. I know, hopefully it's not too confusing, because I totally get it and it resonates with me like crazy. But, thank you so much for tuning in regardless, and I do hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you all. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing these videos. And do remember that my soulmate investigation readings are on sale on my website and on Instantgo. I just have to update the pricing on Instantgo. And yeah, and take advantage of that, guys. I love you all so very much. See you guys very soon. Bye, guys.